Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 8 of Deep Fried Friends. We're going to start off with music and the things that make you groove. Here with me, as always, is our good buddy Swooky,
Hello, Waka Waka.
the belt fed sniper himself, Spanky,
Hello, hello.
and the sex daddy of the Wild West, Elk.
How's it going?
So, like we said, we were going to start off doing some music and some grooving tonight to get people in a good mood and kind of figure out what the four of us nutcases all kind of enjoy. And before anybody says, I'm sure we can all agree on at least some country, but just because we're from the South doesn't mean we love country.
Yeah, no, especially not modern country.
Yeah,
You
same.
mean bedazzled jean pop country?
Fucking Florida Georgia line. They fuck that shit.
I'm sorry, but so we're going to get the rant started. Luke Bryan's not country. Okay, I guarantee you he's never done half the shit in his songs.
That's pop country, and that's fine. Again, country is country. You're going to go from the old school country, like I was raised off of Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. And there's some good
Brody.
people. And there's some good new country, but for the most part, a lot of it is just rinse and repeat bubblegum country. But that's the way things are. Times change. So
We should also preface this conversation with this is all our own opinions, and it's not. I mean, yeah, we'll dog on it, but again, it's our own opinions. So, music's another one of those where people will get in their feelings about it, and it's like just because I don't like Luke Bryan and everything, the dude's obviously doing something right. He's multi-award winning,
yeah, he's
giant
incredibly
success.
talented.
Yes, but it's
This
just
bitch has jawline.
and it's just like Max says, I grew up on, Cash, and then fucking Hank Williams, and then God, Alan Jackson, shit like that, and it's just Alan Jackson. Exactly, and Alan Jackson starts to hover that line of when it started shifting more towards pop country, if you ask me anyway. But yeah, again, it's all of our opinions. If you want to get mad at anybody, get mad at Mac because he can take it and he'll make you cry. But anyway, sorry about that.
No, we're trying to thank you for covering the legalese side of it. Yes, it's just opinions. We're not like any experts. None of us are recording studio people who could at least throw that out there. But since this was Elk's topic, we're going to let Elk kick this thing off for us.
Well, I mean, so I like music because it's something that helps me deal with day-to-day shit because of, my issues. But, like, it just kind of, like, depends on my mood, on what I'm listening to, or what I'm doing is what I'm listening to. Because, like, with Red M, I listen to a whole bunch of, like, Cody Jinks, I can't think of his name now, Warren Zaders, Whiskey Myers, stuff like that. And like there's some pop country that I listen to when I'm streaming it, but it's just because it's semi okay in my opinion. But like for the most part, if I'm in a happy, decent mood, it's usually like rap and mainly rap. But I guess we got to go over like everybody's first concert. We'll let Matt go because I want to hear what his first concert was.
Oh, you going to play this game?
Lincoln was sitting next to me when the boys in the blue.
I was on the boat when the band still played on.
I was going to make an even deeper joke about sitting there with Beethoven and helping him fucking figure out fucking his fifth concerto, but sure.
Look at there.
Honestly, if I can remember, I think my very first concert was AC/DC. Oh my God, which tour was that?
First one.
No, it was not the first one. I wasn't there for. I'm a Brian Johnson AC/DC guy. Fucking Bon Scott is an amazing singer, but he died right around my birthday, ironically. God, I can't remember the name of that fucking. But regardless, my first one was AC/DC in 1995.
Nice.
Spooky.
Well, let's see. The first one I was physically at, and this is gonna sound stupid as hell, but we were at. It was the Mullet Festival down in Northwest Florida, and and Doug Stroganoff was there. And that was my first like memory of a concert. But if you want to get specific, I was present at a Bon Jovi concert in my mom's stomach. So there's that. But yeah, I gotta say the first concert I ever went to was a Doug Stroganoff concert.
And you were made during a Doobie Brothers concert.
Probably.
Possibility. Spanky?
If I'm remembering right, it was probably the Eagles.
Damn, laughing the fast lane.
And y'all call me old.
Hey.
Look, I mean, they got back together at some point. I just don't remember when the fuck that was.
So my very
What?
first concert, and Mac is gonna probably give me shit over it because of my history with rap music. My very first concert was Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie.
I ain't mad at you, dude. Whatever you liked is what you liked. Especially that it's probably what during high school they were huge during that time frame.
I was in like 6th grade. My aunt worked at Western Sizzlin, or she owned like 5 of the Western Sizzlins in Roanoke, Virginia, or that area, and the owner of the Civic Center was really good friends with her and gave her tickets to it. And she gave us tickets to it, and it was Hootie and the Blowfish, and I can't think of the guy's name. Sean Mullins, I think it was. I can't remember the name of the song that he sang, but yeah, that was my first concert me and my mom went to. And then my second one that was probably my favorite one, because it was what happened was what makes it my favorite one. The radio station was giving away tickets to Kid Rock, and this is when Josie was still alive.
Josie.
Yeah,
I
and
got a Josie story as soon as you're done.
so like this was like my grandma was still alive because she had passed away like the next year after cancer, so that's why it's even better. So it was me, my mom, my grandma, and my aunt at this bar. My mom they were trying to get win tickets, and they'd done all the winnings, didn't win, and we're about to leave, and the head radio host for the Roanoke Valley walked up and he's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "James." He's like, "How old are you?" I was like, "It's like 12 or 13." And he's like, "He's gonna take you to the concert." I was like, "Oh, he didn't win." He's like, "Yeah, he did. Here's 2 tickets." And I was like, "My mom." And he's like, "Y'all have fun." So we get there, we sit down, and these guys, they're probably in their 20s, They're like, "Bro," like they're smoking, and I was like, like I said, I was 12 or 13, and like they're like smoking pot like right behind us. And they're like, "Is that your mom?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, fucking awesome. I wish my mom would go to a concert with me. And it was just because like they sit there talking to me the whole time, smoking pot, and I was like, "This is fucking amazing." Like these older dudes think I'm cool because my mom took me to a concert.
Hey guys, I'm cool.
But yeah,
Oh,
it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
I haven't really been to many concerts, so I don't have really any stories for that shit.
Like when we lived in Virginia, I got to go to a bunch because like one of my cousins was a Mac will probably know him. The Dropkick Murphys.
Hell yeah.
So
Up to Boston.
my cousin was a roadie for them,
That's
and
cool.
we went to the Warp Tour in up in Manassas near DC, and he's like, "You want to do something cool?" I was like, "Yeah." Since we're at my first like big ass rock like venue concert, and he's like, "Come with me." And we went to their tent, and they're sitting there signing autographs, and he walks up because I thought he was bullshitting this whole time, and they called him out by his name, and I was like, "Motherfucking Jesus Christ!" And got to meet them, got to meet Flogging Molly, got to meet Pennywise, which was fucking amazing.
Oh, Pennywise.
Yeah, and I don't know, like Virginia was like my highlight of my concert thing because like one of my this is like ninth grade. My girlfriend at the time, her sister, her husband owned a bar, and Hate Breed was playing, which was at that time like that was my shit to get pumped up to for football. And they text me and like you need to come to the bar. I was like, I thought I can't get in. We're working something out with the thing. You just come to the bar. And so, mom drops me off at the bar, and I'm sitting there. The bouncer's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I was told to wait outside." And he's like, "You need to leave." And the my girlfriend at the time's I guess brother-in-law came out, and he was like, "All right, come on." And the bouncer's like, "You know you can't come inside." And this like whole debacle's going on outside, and all these people are like, "Fucking, let him in. Fucking, we're waiting to get in. Let the fuck kid in." So the guitarist, the bassist, and the drummer are walking around and see what's going on. Walk out there, go, "What's going on?" And girlfriend's brother-in-law was like trying to get my sister-in-law's boyfriend in here because he loves y'all. And they're like, "Oh, got this." Fucking pushes the bouncer out of the way, and they're like, "He's coming inside." "Well, I can't do that." And the fucking lead singer comes up like all fucking deep and fucking growly like he gets. Is like, "He's coming inside." They're like, "I'm coming inside." And finally,
My
like,
favorite phrase in history, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
mainly while all of us are dads.
Yeah.
Giggity.
Waka waka.
So, Mac, your Joe C story.
They were trying to finish a bite of pizza before you got done.
Oh, Joe C
Okay,
was just amazing.
I'm sure y'all remember Metallica. They're
Who?
fantastic music, but a bunch of assholes.
Not sure.
Right during that whole Napster thing, they got into an argument with a bunch of the different production companies, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was working.
Drummer, but
I was out of the Marines. I was working at a racetrack here in Illinois, which at the time was called Gateway International Raceway. Now it's like Worldwide Technology. They just got a NASCAR race somehow. But Metallica couldn't play at the local amphitheater or one of the other venues because the production company around here pretty much had all the music venues locked down. They somehow made a deal to play at the racetrack, so we converted the racetrack into a fucking concert venue. Off the fucking wall. Okay. Everybody's inside the facility. They're inside the track itself. Some people are up in the stands on the outside of the track. It was a really cool setup. It was Metallica, who was the headliners, obviously. The four bands that were with them were Korn, Powerman 5000, System of a Down, and Kid Rock. Powerman 5000 opened up. They had their little one-hit wonder, Worlds Collide. They were on the radio. This was System of a Down's, their first album with spiders and all that stuff. Loved those guys. They were kick-ass. Then Kid Rock went on. Kid Rock, Joe C. up there, put on a great show. I'm running around backstage because security, get to do whatever the hell we want. Escorted Kid Rock up to the owner's booth. He's up there signing bottles of Jack Daniels for people, being really cool. As I'm coming back down, I'm doing the crossover, going from the stands to the infield to go back to backstage where their bands are at. At which point in time, we had these two old, like 60, 70-year-old black guys who were former cops in East St. Louis and Madison, Illinois, other little rough urban neighborhoods that were tough. Joe C. is driving around on a mini bike, drunk, smoking weed, with a bottle in his hand, popping wheelies, and these old men are like, "Who's this goddamn kid on the bike?" I'm like, "That's Joe C. He's one of the performers. He can do whatever the fuck he wants." He's like, "Hey, this little goddamn kid can't be here." And Joe C's like, "What the fuck you say, old man?" So Joe C. and this 70-year-old black man are about to get into a fist fight, and I'm trying to stop him. I'm like, Mr. Bruce, leave him alone. They paid to be here. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Leave him alone. But he can't be doing that. I was like, no, they paid for it. He can do whatever he wants. Just only people who go back and forth in here have to have a VIP pass. That's it. That's all you got to worry about, Mr. Bruce. That's all you got to do. Anything beyond that, you give me a call. I'll come here and take care of it. Leave Mr. Joe alone. Let him drive his bike and do whatever he wants. And then proceeded to go backstage and hang out with Korn before they went on and did their set. Was an amazing day. And trying to stop a 70-year-old black man from beating up a rapping midget was insane. Sorry. Dwarf or little person. I'm not doing that to be derogatory. I don't know what Joe C. legitimately was.
He was
Rapper.
Yeah, but it was cool. The only bad part about this, and as much as I love Metallica's music, they were the biggest douchebags on the planet. They had their own
Okay.
private area backstage that we were not allowed into. Our security was not allowed into, and they even tried to stop the Illinois State Police from going into their area. And additionally, they had their wives and kids there early on. We escorted them out of the facility, at which point in time they went on stage, played their set, and then there was a bunch of chicks in the bus. So literally got to see these people be family men and then turn around and cheat on their wives. But a few hours later, to the point that they basically banged them on the bus for a couple hours, kicked them out, and drove off the facility. And these girls are just sitting there like, we don't have a ride home. And this was before the invention of Uber and Lyft and shit like that. So I had to give them a ride back to downtown St. Louis where they lived.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that about Metallica. They're just a bunch of fucking douche nozzles. I have
Amazing musicians.
Oh, God, yeah. I
They
mean,
can be.
yeah, it's like Metallica is still one of my favorite bands. I mean, their music's
100%.
like, yeah, sure. Their later stuff isn't as good, but I mean, that's an argument that's just been played out time and time again. You know, bands evolve. Sometimes you just got to get over it and accept it. But I mean, like, I don't have anything that grand, but I do have one story that's pretty cool. Back when I was young and dumb, I used to be a big fan of Theory of a Dead Man and Hinder. They went on tour together, and they came to Birmingham, little club called the Zydeco. It's pretty cool. It's a very intimate setting. The stage is like 2 foot high, and you standing right there. So a buddy of mine went, and we were hanging out. I mean, good show, good concert. I mean, it's pretty great. Fucking Hinder had that stupid ass song, Get High, and then that fucking song that all the girls love, Lips of an Angel, which I kept thinking to myself, you know, they're all playing it back on their MySpace page and everything. It's like, that song's about him cheating on his fucking wife. Whatever. Anyway, after the show, everybody cleared out. I mean, it was like fucking fire drill. Everybody's gone. So me and my buddy were hanging out afterwards, just having some drinks at the bar. Lo and behold, here comes the fucking band. They come walking out, start having drinks. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're hanging out with these guys, and they were short a couple fucking roadies. So they invited us to come along with them and finish out their southeast leg of the tour. So I got to go with them from Birmingham up to Nashville, and then down to, they did a show in Mobile, Columbus, Georgia, and ended in Atlanta, and then I came back over to Birmingham. But that was pretty fucking awesome. Got to see a lot of shit, and yeah, the fucking groupies was outrageous, but it was fun. Hard work. Hey, it's definitely no fucking lie. It's hard work being a roadie. You guys deserve a lot of respect. But yeah, that was my big cool fucking I guess concert story.
Dude, the only personal one where like besides like meeting the bands and getting to hang out with them, had an awkward moment when I lived in Virginia. I was sitting there. Remember when Jason Aldean like first came out?
Not really.
Who?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean.
Yeah, I
No.
actually gained respect for him. But anyway, continue.
So we had this is back when Elk was on, like full on like bootcut jeans, boots, the Dixie Outfitter shirts. I was Mac's second favorite redneck at that point.
You still are my
Hadn't
second
met-
favorite redneck.
this is like before I'd met you though. So I mean, this is like I was
Who's
like
first?
Me.
Mac. Is
I
first.
love myself.
He's redneck. That's a stretch.
But,
Fuck you, Spanky.
All the girls
What?
wanted to go meet Jason Aldean. They wanted to go to, because he's having this CD signing at Walmart. And I was sitting there packing a can of Grizzly Wintergreen. And the only reason I remember what dip it was and all that was because I was walking in packing the dip, and I was by the front door about to put a pinch in, and I hear, "Hey, can I get a pinch of that?" I'm a friendly dude. Like, fuck, as long as you're not like sticking your dirty, grubby fingers in it and like getting all up in my can of dip. And I turn around and I have to look down and there's fucking Jason Aldean. I was like, oh, this is cool. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, cool. I'll see you inside. He's like, okay. So I get inside and I'm sitting there, starstruck. I was like, oh my fucking god, I gotta find my friends. And so I tell them, and they're like, no fucking way. You're full of shit. Da da da. We get up to the front of the thing, and he's like, "Hi, that's my buddy. Gave me a dip outside." I was like, "Sup, bitches?" But yeah, it
And
was
then
like
it
one of
just
those
melted.
moments. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah," and all the girls like, oh, "You got to hang out with?" I was like, "I wouldn't really call it hang out. It was like 5 seconds of hey, can I get a dip?" Yeah, and I look down, and there's Jason Aldean. But so,
Yeah, man.
I guess the next thing would be your go to like all time favorite, like number one favorite song.
Oh, you can't ask me that.
Okay, well, okay, so we'll break. We'll do a genre. We're not gonna go through all the genres, but like, what's one that we all listen to like mostly on the daily, genre
So,
wise?
okay, that's still kind of a mix for me, but I gotta say, it's probably more along the metal lines, heavy rock. You know, as much as a lot of people hate them, and that's what this is. Fucking Avenged Sevenfold, still probably my number one most favorite band.
Oh, I
Uh,
hate the Avenged Sevenfold.
a lot of people hate Avenged Sevenfold because they. The problem with Avenged Sevenfold is they when metal and a lot of the heavier rock was starting to die out, because it was in the early 2000s, it was really starting to take a hit. Avenged Sevenfold came along and put it back in the mainstream, and a lot of people are upset because they started off as more of a screamo type band.
Hmm.
Wouldn't say I wouldn't say punk, because definitely not punk, but they were definitely more of a screamo type band that did Warped Tour, yada yada yada. And as they again evolves, people progress, they got bigger. With Waking the Fallen, they were still pretty heavy, still pretty screamo, but they started, slowing it down a little bit, more elements to the music. And then when City of Evil came out, which a lot of people will argue is one of their best albums, they definitely went more with the Guns N' Roses, Metallica sort of vibe. And it's just a lot of people, especially the old school fans, hate them because they feel like they changed too much. It's the same thing with Metallica. You got your guys that go out and fucking get drunk as shit and still scream that the Black Album ruined Metallica. Whatever. The Black Album produced some of their best hits. Anyway, and that's just kind of what happened with Avenged Sevenfold, and a lot of people hate them for it. They think they're posers and shit like that, but I don't know. They're still one of my favorite bands. And that's probably the genre I listen to the most, especially because now that I'm back at work, and it helps me get into a mindset of just work. And yeah, so metal was usually what's playing in my little fucking Ford Transit zipping down the road.
All right, Mac.
I can easily do favorite song. It's easily "House of the Rising Sun" by the Animals. It is one song that if I had to listen to it on repeat until the day I died, I could easily do it without losing my fucking mind. But if we're gonna talk like genre, that's weird because it depends on the mood I'm in. If I'm in a happy mood, I'm listening to happy music, like some ska, maybe chilling out like reggae. If I'm angry, I'm turning on metal like Pantera.
Oh yeah.
If I'm feeling sad and blue, then yeah, I'm playing some Johnny Cash and some country, maybe a little bit of the '80s power ballads, and thinking about heartbreak and shit like that. But I usually kind of defer to punk and ska on a daily basis because it's like a little bit of mixture of happy times, a little bit of mixture of anger. But yeah.
So you said favorite song. What was your favorite song?
The favorite song was The House of the Rising Sun by the Animals.
I would crack a joke, but that would start a whole battle.
Go ahead, you asshole. I know it's a song from 1964. I don't give a crap. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you mean the band that covered that Five Finger Death Punch song?
Oh.
Actually, they covered the song because somebody else wrote it before them. It's just the Animals did the best version of it because they actually have musical talent.
Well, so,
And Zoltan and Five Finger Death Punch can eat my ass with a spoon, and I will happily shave and provide them with the spoon.
No, it's just my favorite thing to do because, like, my uncle, when they did Bad Company, he's like, the original is way better. I was like, it may have been better back then, but like their cover of Bad Company kind of made it more like.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Five Finger Death Punch's versions of a lot of their covers are good. They're a very talented band. They ain't my personal cup of tea, but they ain't the end all be all.
Oh no, God no.
I will say they do put on a kick-ass show. And that's another thing I have to point out about Avenged Sevenfold. As many concerts and shows as I have been to, and I have been to a lot, Avenged Sevenfold put on one of the best fucking concerts I've ever seen.
There's lots of bands like that. I was hoping we were going to get into that eventually, was like what band puts on the best show, because I've seen a couple that have through the damn roof that the music is not like the most well-beloved, but the band puts on a great show.
I see a lot of people, especially a couple years ago when they did the big fucking stadium tour in Metallica. It was Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, and I can't remember the other one or two acts, where a lot of people will go back to point to the, oh, they didn't do great on this tour, yada yada yada. That's what they'll always point out. But the fact of the matter is, anybody who opens or goes on tour with Metallica generally always sounds like shit, because Metallica basically requests the best sound for them because they don't want to be outshined by anybody opening for them. And I mean, that's plain fact. That's been several bands who have come out and said that, and I get it. If you're the headlining tour and people are opening up for you, you don't want to be outshined by the people opening up for you. But I don't know. It's kind of shady what they do sometimes. I can't even say smaller people, because, I mean, at that time, Avenged Sevenfold, I'm not saying they're bigger than Metallica, because they're not by any stretch of the imagination, but they were a very big band at the time. So anyway, sorry. I can, like I said, we were talking about this earlier. I can rant on about music.
All right, Spanky.
I also don't really have a favorite. I'm kind of like it. Well, half of y'all, I guess. It depends on my mood, really, because I'll listen to anything from fucking Johnny Cash to Tech Nine. But yeah, hell, I was listening to Tech Nine earlier, which also whenever Max said System of the Down, I was like, yeah, I really like the shit he did with Tech Nine. But I guess probably my most go-to band, though, at least recently, it's changed over the years, but recently is probably Shinedown.
Yeah, Shinedown's good. I like Shinedown.
They sucked me right in when they did shit, all the Skinner covers and shit.
Simple Man is Simple Man. Their cover of Simple Man was amazing.
And as much as I hate to admit it, I think it's better than the original. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying that. But I fucking like it. I know. I fucking like the shit out of it.
I guess, like, for me, like I said, we're all pretty much on the same page. It's kind of depending on the mood, but my go-to is definitely rap, just because of where all I've lived, and that was pretty much what I was around, was rap music. Like, unless I was with my parents' car.
Rap's kind of like the kind of country we was talking about earlier. What kind of rap? Because there's
okay. So I can go deep on this one and have no shame, and I will throw shade. I'll throw shade all day long. So there are no new rappers outside. The newest rapper that I will listen to is Kendrick Lamar. All the mumble rappers, Drake, any of that, no. But I'm more of my area of rap, like Southern rap, like 3 6 Mafia, Lil White, Kevin Gates, because like Kevin Gates to me, like a lot of people say, he's too new, and all his stuff is about drugs or cartel, or but like for me, like he tells a story with his rap. Like there's body behind his lyrics. You know what I mean?
See, yeah, and that's why I was asking that, because that's why I like people like Tech Nine or fucking
But yeah, I love Tech Nine.
hell, even like some of Eminem shit. There's actually a kind of a half-ass story along with it, or it's just funny as hell, one or the other.
But like my go-to is probably it's odd because when I was borderlining obesity, my son had saw a picture of Jelly Roll, and he looks at me and he's like, "Dad," I'm like, "What's up, buddy? Where's your tattoos?" I was like, "Do what?" He's like, "The guy on your phone. That's you. Where are your tattoos?" I was like, "That's not me. We would be having a completely different lifestyle right now if that was Daddy." But like, cause like Jelly Roll, he's a big guy, so I mean, he's got range with his voice, right? But at the same time, he could sit there and drop bars with Little White, and he could sit there and sing like he did in Somebody Save Me. And like to me, like Jelly, I just like I'm on the same page with Jelly Roll, because I mean, he's just he's a big dude, and people don't expect him to belt that out. What he does, drop rhymes like he does. But like big rappers have always been my thing too, like Big, Big Pun. I like a lot of 80s rap too, but a lot of the 80s and 90s rap that I like are like super frowned upon now, because my favorite one, and I know Mac knows who I'm talking about, Two Live Crew is hands down my favorite old school rap.
Uncle Luke.
Like Two Live Crew was like when we rode around and we're chilling, that was what we were sitting there blasting out of my buddy's speakers, was Two Live Crew. And it's just because like they gave zero fucks. Like didn't care what your belief was. Like they got banned, like legit. They were banning their stuff, trying to ban their stuff in the USA. And my favorite album is banned in the USA. But yeah, I mean, like it depends what I listen, like my mood. But for the most part, if I'm being chill or hanging out, it's uh mostly rap. But for the most part, I like the guys that are trying to bring back the cowboy country. The country that actually has meaning behind it, because that's my big thing with music, and I think that's why Mac and everybody y'all agreed to talk about music, is that's the one thing I'm actually talk about and go on. Like we're talking about cars, and I'm like, not my thing, but I'll sit here and talk. And then we're talking about guns. I'm like, I like guns, but once again, don't really have a whole lot, so I'm kind of out of the talk. And then y'all are like, well, we can talk about music. I'm like, okay, we're in the talk now.
Well, see, that's the great thing about music is everybody can remember where they were at or some significant thing whenever they were doing something, like a song that was on the radio, like the day that you heard that your grandpa died, or the day that the 9/11 happened, you were listening to this song or that. It evokes strong emotional responses. Like everybody, regardless of the music you listen to, has a strong response, much love for it. So that's why music is great. Even if we don't all listen to the same music, it universally connects us, that sometimes we can like that. I'm like you. I like the music that told a story, that had something behind it. As much respect as I have for the guys out there like the Migos and these other mumble rappers for making money and getting paid to do what they're doing, great. But I don't see any talent or any benefit to that, because it's literally ADHD music. You're going to think about it for 15 days, and then somebody else is going to come across with another catchy hook, and it's gone. Whereas songs like fucking Folsom Prison, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You, which was redone by Whitney Houston, those are songs that are going to last like Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and Mozart for hundreds of years. They have meaning, they've got depth to them, they've got passion behind them. It wasn't just a quick buck and a bass hook. Like, there's just something about it. Like, that's where a lot of this bubblegum country or traditional bubblegum pop, like Britney Spears, most of her songs are going to be forgotten. Hit Me Baby One More Time, everybody know, because that's the song that made Britney. But 3 generations from now, nobody will remember her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to prepare myself mentally for, is the day that someone's like, like like Lil Wayne. They'll be like, yeah, I was listening to that old school Lil Wayne track, and I'll be like, oh my god, please stop now, make it quit.
Some
But
island boys.
bro, so look, since you said that, most annoying thing in the world is that, but the fact that they're doing it and people still play it and listen to it just to to make response videos to it where they're reacting and making jokes on them. All you're doing is feeding into what they're doing, because they even did this in an interview. Someone's like, why are you that annoying? They're like, people listen to it, they're reacting to our videos, which gets us views, and we're making money. I was like, I really can't hate you for making the most annoying thing ever. Like that's big business moves. Like, it's annoying
Yeah.
as shit, but I mean, it's also catchy as shit.
Yeah, for fucking sure. I mean, yeah, it's like, one of my, I'm not gonna say least favorite genres, but it's like I've never been a really big, huge rap guy. I'm not a big rap guy, but the one I do have a choice few guys I like Pastor Troy, dude. That's like one of my most favorite fucking rap artists there is. I love Pastor Troy. Like, everything he does just sounds amazing. I met him at Six Flags here one time. Dude's super fucking cool, super nice guy. But like, that's just pretty much where my rap kind of starts and ends. There's some catchy shit I've heard. Ones or twosies here and there that I like Face Off. I love that song. Or Mask Off. I love that song. Fucking, there's a few others, but I mean, rap's just not something that I've ever really gravitated towards. It's always been rock, metal, classic country, and like another one of my playlists that I have that sometimes I'll just fucking chill out to is I like to listen to a lot of instrumental shit, whether it be show tunes or shit, like not show tunes, but fucking like soundtracks and shit like that, to instrumental scores, or a lot of these people that it was pretty popular there for a while with like the violins doing covers of songs. Like, I can't remember the name of the group, but they did a bunch of Tool stuff that, well, fucking Tool. Anyway, they did a bunch of Tool songs that are fucking amazing. That sounds just awesome. No lyrics, just the music. And it's fucking great. Like, I can just sit down and zone out to that shit. But yeah. Music, I mean, music is just one of those things that it's like it should be able to bring everybody together. I mean, it's just one of those things that it helps so many people. It's music in itself is a language that speaks, because I mean, it's shit's worldwide. And it's just, I don't know, I love music.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Max said, and Spanky said, it's what kind of calms everybody down. I mean, that's why they say music calms the beast. And for me, it's really weird, and it's probably going to sound even weirder, because me and Spooky are actually talking this before Mac and Spanky had joined the channel. Is like my favorite music to listen to when I'm like, it's makes sense because I'm pissed off, but at the same time, it's weird because metal, like heavy metal, death metal, that stuff is what calms me down. That is like it's like, it sounds fucking psychotic, but that's what I listen to when I'm super pissed off, and that's kind of what gets me back to level.
Yep, it channels my aggression. It's nothing better to me. It's like, if I've had a fucking I'm pissed off, had a bad day, the ex has done something to piss me off, which is often, and it's like I'll turn on some, especially older Slipknot, and just fucking scream the lyrics right along with it to my steering wheel. It's like, after I'm done with a few songs, it's like I just had a therapy session. I feel better. I got that shit out. I'm good to go. It keeps me from ripping people's heads off.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. That's
It's
why
like,
I think I love metal so much, because you can do that. You can channel your whatever, and that's why metal's so great. It's like, it's all about, you just channel that inner rage and whatever you got going on, and you just let Cory Taylor or fucking M Shadows or anybody just sing it for you, and you're good.
yeah, like Corey Taylor, hands down. Like anybody
I,
that's listening and is gonna that is a rock guy is gonna give me shit. I'll accept it. Corey Taylor, hands down, is the best vocalist probably
dude
the last
is
like 20 years.
he may be a fucking unpredictable asshole, but and like you may not agree with him on a lot of that stuff, and he has no filter. But that dude's fucking vocal range to go from shit from like Stone Sour, or even okay, not even Stone Sour, Slipknot. He goes from singing Snuff
Oh yeah, like my favorite
to,
song, bro.
to singing Spit It Out, and it's like what the fuck, you
Well,
know?
so
That
actually,
kind of reminds
I'll
me of the dude from Disturbed. That motherfucker can do the same shit.
Oh yeah, David
He's pretty-
Draymond.
Yeah.
Dude, David Draymond, Disturbed's cover of Sound of Silence. I mean, that shit, right?
Absolutely.
It was amazing, and there were so many media outlets and everything. I remember when he first released that, they were all like, "Oh, this, I can't believe somebody who sings metal music can sing a song like this." And it's like, he even was like, "That's just a lot of metal singers." I mean, a vast majority of these guys out here, all you hear is a, you don't hear the full vocal range. All you hear is people saying, "Oh, I can't understand the word they say." But then when you listen to something like David Draymond did with Sound of Silence, it's like all of a sudden, oh my god, it's amazing. It's like, listen to more of their music. You know, that's not just a isolated case. That's him.
Oh yeah, that's like Fallen in
We-
Reverse. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Fallen Reverse. I like that one fucking song, Popular Monster, that they did.
Oh, Popular Monster's great.
But he's got-
Zombified. Yeah, I know.
It kills me because he can go.
Ronnie Radke.
Ronnie Radke. He can sit there and go from like Corey Taylor does, and he's actually in a Corey Taylor's in actually one of his newer songs, but he can sit there and go from the screaming and the growling to sitting there spitting bars. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
me and one of my buddies were sitting there, and he's like, "Do you think?" I was like, "I already know what you're gonna say." Yes, I think if him and Eminem got on a track together and were spitting bars, it would be hard to make a decision right then and there. Just
Yeah,
because
I
Ronnie
mean-
Radke can sit there and like you said, Corey Taylor, he's just got range.
Like that fucking song, Popular Monster, the fucking breakdown in the middle where he's like, "Where the fuck is your god?"
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it's like, oh,
gets me so amped up. Just that part, the breakdown right there is just like, oh my god.
And I know
Now,
this. Oh, go ahead.
Am I the only one? But I kind of also really like Lizzie Hill for.
Oh, I
many
love
reasons.
Lizzie.
Oh yeah.
Lizzie Hill's fucking great, man. I mean, she's awesome.
She's great.
And I will say this: one of my crushes ever since they've always been out is fucking Lacey Sturm from
yeah.
Hailstorm. God, I love. I mean, they may be a Christian band, whatever. I don't care. Their music, especially not Hailstorm. God, fuck. What is Flyleaf? God, Flyleaf. Their original shit that came out, man. That shit, I loved it. You know, that's another thing. I don't care who they are, female, male, whatever. As long as their music speaks to me, I don't give a shit. You know, and that's what it's got. That's how it is for me. Your music has to touch me and speak to me before I'll fall in love with it.
Oh yeah. Because like, so it's gonna sound weird because it's a semi like it's a angry song, but like Lil White has one that's called Memphis, but it's like ME. It's like got periods between each letter, like it's spaced out, and it's just like I'm not even from Memphis, but I rap the shit out of that shit just because it's the way he talks about Memphis in the song. But yeah, I mean Memphis is kind of like to me is where everything started. Like every music is like the Memphis area because it just has that area has so much range for country, for rock, for rap, for blues. Because my all-time go-to, if I'm just relaxing and chilling and in a happy mood, besides rap, is like Muddy Waters. Like I love Muddy Waters, and it's just because like it's that old school blues that just kind of speaks to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so
It's
y'all ever find any random motherfuckers on the internet though, and just like like looking at old like people doing covers and shit on like YouTube and whatnot, and run across somebody and go, "Well, goddamn."
Yeah, actually, that's how I.
Well, I posted one in our general chat. That one fucking hit me. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Because the one I actually ran
Oh.
to on I was it's fun, it's weird, but I was actually on TikTok.
He doesn't look how he sounds, by the way.
Uh, I heard the guy sing on TikTok, and it's just amazing. Is Zach Bryan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Teddy Swims. Oh yeah.
Have you heard? Okay, you know that song that's fucking hugely popular right now on TikTok, and I know I hate that we're bringing up TikTok, but anyway, that ABCDEFU song.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you heard the follow up to it? The
No.
guy singing. Oh my god, I gotta find it again. I'll post it in our general chat in Discord. Dude, fucking nailed it. It's like it's it's great. And even the girlfriend who likes the other song, she was listening to it. She's like, I like this better than the other one. I'm like, it's fucking great. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, that shit's great. That's like, I don't know. There's a TikTok for the most part. You hear shit on there all the time. Whatever. Most of it's poppy bullshit. But then you get a few that are just that I've really fallen in love with.
Oh yeah, like Morgan Wallen's Broadway Girls. Cracks me up because all these chicks are sitting there like, oh my god, I love it. I was like, he's talking exactly about you. He's talking about chicks like you. And now Mac's been quiet.
I'm just listening. Y'all got more stories, and I'm usually the one that kind of dominates these talks. I'm letting y'all go. You're doing great.
But yeah, I mean, because music for me is just like my outlet to relax, chill, and get my emotions out. Because like when we were talking about the men's mental health thing, that was like, I didn't really speak on it just because it's really close to me because issues in IRL. But like music is just that go to that's I don't know what it is. Like there's no explanation to it. Music is just this calming force that is it brings people together, and you can either laugh, cry. Because I'm not gonna lie, like there's some songs I listen to, and my big teddy bear ass starts bawling. And it's not even like because I'm like sad or anything. It's just because the music's speaking to me so hard that it's like it's getting an emotional response like it's intended.
Oh, there's a couple songs I can't listen to, like "What a Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong. I mean, that's like one of my all-time favorite songs, but it was also my granny's favorite song, and they played it at her funeral, and that forever I can't listen to that song anymore. It comes on in commercials and shit like that. Nope, can't do it.
See, so for me, mine like that is I think it's Josh Turner, or not Josh Turner, maybe Josh Turner. I don't know. I don't remember, but it's "Me and God," and it's not even like anything religious. It's because before my grandpa passed away, we would sit in front of the shop, and me and my grandpa were really close. Like all the grandkids had nicknames, and mine was dumb shit. And we would sit in front of the shop, my dad's shop, and because at the time when my dad first opened it, it was me, my dad, my grandpa, my grandma, and my uncle working at the shop. That's all that worked there. And now there's like 14 people working there. But we'd sit there in the morning and eat breakfast before we went inside, and I would sit there and sing that song, but I would change it to Me and Pop. And after he passed away, like it's super hard for me to listen to it. But yeah, I mean, as long as it makes something like click in my head, that's like, hey, this is good, let it out, and I'll legit like, I mean, no shame. I'll sit in my car and fucking sit there in my truck and sit there and cry, just listening to music, just to get it off my chest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, music, like especially when my ex and I were going through shit, I like music probably saved my fucking life. Is I would just fucking say fuck this, go leave for a little while, drive around, listen to some music, and then come back home and be able to wake up the next day. But yeah, that's just
I mean, I get that, because like when I went through my divorce, I mean, that's what besides my son, that's what kept me going was music. I mean, because I mean, I would sit there and I would talk to Mac, I would talk to Refugee, and because at that time they were the two closest people to me. They were pretty much the only people I could sit there and vent to. And if it wasn't for Mac and Refugee and music, like it would have been a really hard battle. And I mean, that's my thing. I mean, that's legit what saved me. Like getting through my divorce was, those two and music.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Music is universal. We can all find solace in it. Like I said, I used it before playing paintball or doing shit like that. I'd listen to fucking something with a lot of tempo, a lot of anger, get myself amped up. Or if I was angry, I turn on some reggae. Some of y'all like to smoke a little bit of the green leaf and relax that way. For me, it was just fucking reggae after I stopped drinking. Like, for everybody, music is a little bit different how you interact with it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, my pregame football playlists were fucking legendary in my school, and it was such a fucking range too, man. Yeah, it's just something about it, man. I mean, and it's like I'll even. And it's just my nerds coming out, but like fucking, there's some anime, like, dude, the fucking, I don't know if probably none of y'all here, but the anime Berserk, some of the songs that come with Berserk, man, just fucking intense. And it's like music will make and break stuff. I mean, even in TV shows, movies, if you've got the right music with the situation, that shit will make it 10 times better. If it doesn't have music, I mean, I don't know. There's just fucking great. I just keep that shit. Eyes are caught on conversations elsewhere, so it's like I'm distracted. That, and I'm trying to find this fucking song to post in our Discord so you can check out what I was talking about.
But yeah, Grant, I mean, same thing. I get it. It's like because like not to really go back into the men's mental health thing, but I mean, like having close friends to talk to that are, they're not going to sit there and be like, oh, he was fucking crying like a bitch. They sit there and actually understand what's going on. They understand what you're going through. And like that and music is just like a saving grace. Cause like, I don't know if anybody like has been through a divorce, but it's not fucking easy. It's the most like, I don't wish it on like my least favorite person. Just because it's it's rough, and especially if a kid's involved, it's even rougher. So I mean, yeah, music was definitely a saving point.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I like again touching on soundtracks and shit. I mean, fucking John Williams with Star Wars. Down to the original Star Wars, that movie wouldn't be as amazing without the musical score that went with it. I mean, there's something about all of them, and I will argue maybe not the sequel trilogy, because again, showing my nerd, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Sequel trilogy, kind of garbage. But fucking the Imperial March, when that shit hit in Empire Strikes Back, it's just like holy shit. The opening scrawl, the Star Wars opening theme. I mean, that shit still, to this day, as many times as I have seen every Star Wars movie, and I have seen especially the original trilogy, I've seen each one of the movies probably 200 to 300 times a piece. Oh, I still get chills when you hear that opening scrawl, that music come out, and that's just like, I will listen to the soundtracks just driving down the road, and the shit. That's another thing. Music sparks my imagination so much, my creativity, that in like writing and stuff, because I used to write a lot, especially like pen and paper role playing or even Dungeons and Dragons shit. I had that music, just, it's like it's a fuse that it lights and it sparks that shit in my head, and the creativity that I can just, like, one of my favorite things, sitting down in a chair opening a book and listening to music as I'm reading. I mean, man, just lose yourself. That's another good song. Eminem, Lose Yourself. I love that shit. You know?
By the way, since you brought up Eminem, this is the first and only Super Bowl halftime that my ass is more interested in watching the halftime show than the football game. Because all these kids are about to see their parents lose their shit.
I actually saw a TikTok. It's like during this year's halftime show, it's like all these teens and kids just on their phone, whatever, and all the parents just standing up like, oh, yeah, you know, bringing back that shit.
Well, because it surprised me, because like I watch a bunch of the like podcasts and YouTube videos of people talking about rap music, and it's been said by multiple parties that are close to Eminem and Snoop that Snoop would never do a song with Eminem. And so the fact that Snoop is doing the halftime show with Eminem is like, wow.
I still want to see Metallica do a halftime show. I mean, it's got to happen one day. They've got.
Hell yeah!
It's
they've pissed off too many people.
I
They
know,
have, but
That's true too.
But like half of these halftime shows, it's not music like that you associate with football. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there getting.
Well, when
pumped up to
80% of the
fucking
league
Lady
is
Gaga.
black, you have to play music that at least appeals to half of the audience.
Well, no, I mean I get that, but I mean like even like when I was when I was in Virginia, like just to premise this, like on the football team, I was one of two white guys. But I mean, we still listen to like metal and we still listen to rap. I mean, it was just like a mixture. And it was, like I said, football's another one of those deals that it's a brotherhood. Like there's no, like at least nowadays, there's no division in a locker room. You know what I mean? Like everybody's on the same page, and it's all your brothers, and like music is one of those like medium grounds in the field house. Like so I mean, there were some guys that were like, well, we need to play some country. Like, yeah, that's not fucking happening on any front. I'm not gonna sit there and get pumped up to country before a football game. That's not gonna be like, let's go hit somebody. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, no, no. It's yeah. Even fucking Kenny Chesney's stupid ass song he came out with fucking forever ago about the the boys of
fall or whatever.
Yeah, it's still, that's not a football
You think my
song.
tractor's sexy?
I fucking hate Kenny Chesney, but that's going to be a whole nother me ranting, especially anyway. But
This tour
it's
bus
like
almost hit me in Virginia in my Escalade.
it's like my playlist was shit like Welcome to the Jungle. Actually, that's what we came out to when I played football. We came out to Welcome to the Jungle. And then we also, I had Pastor Troy on there, fucking we ready. I mean, come on now. That's fucking that's a hype song, and Slipknot was always on there. I didn't have Britney Spears. I didn't have fucking Alan Jackson on my football. You just certain things go with certain things, and it's like to touch on the halftime shows of the past. And even if they were to do Metallica, I can guarantee you it would be Metallica, and just saying this, no, not opinions withstanding, fucking, it would be Metallica featuring Snoop Dogg. And I'm not saying that would be a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not going to be just Metallica playing, because even when, was it AC, or is it Rolling Stones who did it a few years ago or whatever? I don't know. It's like, it's always, you're going to have that featuring somebody who has nothing to do with the genre of music is playing, but they're trying to, like what Max said, they're trying to be inclusive for everybody. But Katy Perry with fucking Dancing Backpack Boy, that's not a fucking Super Bowl halftime show. I'm sorry.
It's just not football music. I mean, I guess if you went to some weird like soft ass school where that's what got you pumped up, it's like. So, like, when I was in Virginia, like, when I switched high school...
Rammstein for halftime.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 1,000% behind that.
Oh, my God.
Because, like, like my school in Virginia, we were the Spartans, and I was so pissed because the year we moved is when fucking 300 came out, and I so wanted to be there my senior year because that would have been the fucking dopest shit is to come out to the fucking 300 violins. It's like, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the halftime shows recently have not been what I dub football music.
Well, no, the
like,
halftime shows have gone the safe route ever since the Great Exposure. And since then, it's been downhill. They have to go with safe acts. They have to go with what the acts that the sponsors are happy with because there's billions of dollars on the line. So, yeah, you get subpar acts. Then again, if you remember, we also came from marching bands and dance troops at the early Super Bowls. So it's not that big a deal. There's two types of people who watch the Super Bowl. Football fans who watch the first two quarters and then get the hell out of the way so all the nerds can come in and watch the halftime show. And then the people who are there just for the food and the halftime show. Like those people clog it up. They ruin the food. They ruin the experience. Like when we watch Super Bowl, there's two rooms. There's us that want to watch football, and then there's them that want to watch the commercials and the halftime show.
That's the weird one for me is the people that just watch it for the commercials.
Because they don't watch football at all. Like my wife at least knows something about it. But a lot of our friends, they don't watch football. They don't watch a game one. Half of them didn't even realize the Rams moved out of town 5 years ago.
I don't watch football.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, some people, that's not their thing.
It's not everybody. And I like the commercials too. I think the commercials are great. But I watch them while watching the game.
Because most of y'all have either seen me like when my webcam was actually working. I am not a small person, and I was mainly like not the best like athlete, but I was only bred for football. I mean, someone that just pop out and hit fucking 6'6" and 250 in high school and is like a bookworm. Like I was like to me like. My size was, there's only one thing to do, and that was football. So, I mean, that's why music was such a big part of my life. I mean, you're a Falcons season ticket holder on purpose?
He and I've had this conversation before.
Oh, I hate you then, Graham. Your Falcons kept my Vikings out of the Super Bowl that year. We had Moss and Carter, and we should have won that year. But no, y'all had the Dirty Bird and that fucking stupid kicking piece of shit. Ugh.
Wasn't the year that Goldberg was on the Falcons?
For 2 seasons as a third-string defensive tackle, yes.
Yeah, he was a beast at UGA, though.
Yeah, a lot of players are beasts in college, and they get to the pros and they turn out to not be anything. Cedric Benson.
I mean, we can go into this, Mac, but that's probably another.
I want to double back to I want to double back to the best bands that put on the best concerts. They might not always be the best band, but best concert. I'm gonna put up 2, and y'all mentioned one, Rammstein. I only got to see him once. I was gonna actually buy tickets for me and you, Elk, to go see them in San Antonio, but then coronavirus happened and they canceled that whole tour.
That would have been amazing.
Yes. Like, that was the first time they were back in America since, like, 04, 05. I wanted to see that so bad, so bad. And the other one that I will say that puts on an amazing show, but I wasn't always the biggest fan of their music, Kiss. Mm-hmm. Their music is subpar. Some of it's kind of catchy every now and then. Like, oh, okay, I'll listen to it. Yeah, okay, cool. Detroit Rock City, okay, awesome. The concert was mind-blowing to see these 50, 60-year-old men up on stage still kicking ass and taking names. Like, I would love to have done that for the Stones. AC/DC, all the times I went and saw them, put on great shows. But Kiss is the top of the bar, and I would probably have to give it to Rammstein after that because I thought they were going to burn the damn stadium down.
They probably tried their best.
Yeah, they had 15 and 20-foot flames shooting out of it inside of a stadium.
You know how many times he's caught on fire?
Well, yeah. Till's also a licensed pyrotechnician. All the stuff that they do, he designs. So he knows what he's doing. He said, I don't trust other people with my life, so I'm going to do it.
When he came out wearing the fucking steel angel wings, the flamethrowers when they performed Angle, oh my God. That shit was amazing. Yeah, I love Rammstein.
Spooky, your turn.
Am I? Hello?
I said your turn.
Oh,
You're still here.
okay. Just making sure. Oh, what shit was focused elsewhere. I gotta say, stick with. I gotta say, Avenged Sevenfold, which I already touched on earlier, they put a kick-ass show on. I mean, to me, it's like, especially when the Rev was alive. Rev was, I mean, the Rev was an amazing drummer, and dude could sing as well. I've seen them, I think, a total of 9 times live. And every show was better than the last one. The latest one I saw, I mean, even with this, when they were doing the Nightmare, they were doing the Nightmare tour, and or not, Welcome to the Family tour is what it's called, and they opened up with Nightmare, and it was just like, you know, the whole set was like this graveyard set with like the wrought iron gates and shit, and as the music is slowly starting to play, there's this guy that falls from the rafters like he hung himself. And the entire time that they're singing Nightmare, dude's just up there swinging and the body's twitching. And it's just the pyro the way with it. Everything, it was just fucking amazing. And then I got to say, I think the second best I'd ever seen was fucking Tool. Tool's concerts. And it's such a weird concert too. Because usually, especially if it's Tool headlining, and they always have some weird ass opening acts. Like I remember when we saw them in Birmingham, the opening act was, they didn't sing. It was just instrumental, like heavy metal type instrumental. And there's some chick up there with a mic that was just running around. That's all she was doing. And it wasn't sound problems, nothing. She just didn't sing. And then popcorn started falling from the fucking ceiling all over everybody. And it was like, what the hell? And then Tool came on, and just fucking Maynard. That dude, he's another one. His vocal range is just amazing. I put him up there with Cory Taylor. I mean, I could just sit there and have them sing to me, and I would die happy. You know, Tool's amazing. A Perfect Circle's amazing. Pussifer is all right, but I gotta say, Tool and A Perfect Circle are probably 2 of my favorite bands.
Yeah,
are up there.
I got to see Tool at a Lollapalooza. They were the last act of the night, and the one right before them was Prodigy. I didn't think anybody was going to beat Prodigy, and then Tool came out, and Maynard was riding some giant muscle bound. I don't know if he was a roadie or a bouncer or his lover at the time. I don't know what he was. But, yeah, he rode that dude's shoulders for probably 8 songs. And like you said, his vocal range was just off the charts. And I was never even a big Tool fan at that point in time. Like, I was planning on leaving, but I was like, why the fuck is he on this dude's shoulders?
I'm going to try to find a video and post it in our Discord again of, so a guy runs up on stage, and I'm sure some of y'all may have seen it, but he runs up on stage while Maynard is singing, and Maynard like tackles him and puts him in some jujitsu headlock shit, and the entire time he's just singing while he's doing this. Doesn't stop. He's on top of the guy, and he's got the cord wrapped around, and it wasn't fucking staged or anything. It's just some random fucking crazy dude. And he never misses a beat. Dude just keeps on with the whole fucking concert till security finally comes and gets him. Never stopped. Like, he didn't even notice it was happening. He just, okay, boop, 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 and never stops. Shit was great. There it is. I will post this video. Yeah, because they were singing Push It. I'll post this in our Discord.
Spanky?
Awesome.
Dude, I don't.
You don't have one?
No, not really.
So, all-time favorite concert I've ever been to, performance-wise. A lot of people don't know the band. I know Mac will. Gore is hands down was one of my favorite concerts I ever went to.
How do you think people wouldn't know who Gore is?
A lot of people don't, man. Not everybody's down with the Cuttlefish of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
Man.
It's so Spanky, to give you a premise. I mean, it's a lot of people say that they're death metal, and then they listen to fucking Gore, and they're nothing about that life. Like, Gore is very, very. They will check your fucking boundaries. Like, if you think you're secure with whatever you're secure with, you're fucking not. they will check that shit pretty quick.
Yeah, they got some off the wall shit, dude. They got
fucking executioner.
Yeah, the lead singer before he died, which he ironically died here in St. Louis, Odorous Urungus, he has this giant phallus between his leg, which is called the Cuttlefish of Cthulhu, which is basically a giant dork with eyes. And they have hoses hooked up to it off stage. And as he's singing, he's spraying this pink and purple and blue fluid all over the audience, and they love it. While his backup singers, Balzac and Beefcake, and I can't remember all of them. There's so many of them. Slydminster Hyman. All my friends used to make me be the old manager, Sleazy P. Martini. And they're a very tongue-in-cheek band, but they play some wicked heavy metal. But it's all a fucking joke. Like think Kiss on acid meets Saturday morning cartoons. It's the craziest shit.
Have you ever heard their cover of Carry On My Wayward Son?
Yes, it's fucking amazing.
Dude, I'm posting that one in there too. If you have a second, listen to it. And you kind of... Elk, were you done? I was going to say he kind of bridged me into something about...
Odorous also, actually, it was a weird video, but I died laughing at it. He was sitting there reading a children's book. And so if you listen to Gore, you understand why it's fucking hilarious, because Odorous reading a children's book and trying to dissect said children's book while he's reading it has to be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You want to talk about bands that are just funny and they do it for the fun? To me, Steel Panther has got to be my favorite band like that.
Steel Panther is fucking amazing.
Steel Panther is Motley Crue if Motley Crue didn't have like a filter,
at the same time, if they didn't take themselves so seriously. Steel Panther's having fun being a gimmick hair band.
I mean, fucking gangbang at the old folks' home. I mean, I told the girlfriend when we get married, I want to play Community Property. But she was like, no. I'm like, come on. My dick is community property. That shit's so fucking great. Steel Panther is amazing, and they're coming to Atlanta here soon. A buddy and I may be trying to go. Oh my God, Steel Panther is amazing. Oh shit, god damn, how long has this been going? I haven't even looked at the time. I just know
an hour and 12.
Yeah, it's getting borderline. Close to time. We usually...
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
Up to y'all. We can keep it going, do a part 2 later on down the road, or just go ahead and call it now, because I think we've pretty well touched on...
I mean, it pretty much led us into the next episode of we can talk about football, but then again, that's another one where Spanky's sitting in the weeds.
Yeah, and a lot of our
hey guys, I'll just be over here, guys.
He's over there loading magazines into his G3 while we're talking sports.
I'll just sit here and clean my hog.
Yeah, it's weird because, like I said, most people, when they're in their teenage years, they're all about cars and or guns, and my thing was putting shoulder pads on and putting backs into dirt.
And also, I don't know if he's still here or not. Let's see. Okay. Just want to touch on this. Mr. Dawson Operator, who just joined in a minute ago. If everyone wants to take some time to give him their condolences, he just swore his ass to the big green weenie today. Got sworn in for the Army. And will be leaving here soon for the boot camp. So... go ahead and give him your condolences and all your thoughts and good thoughts and all that good kind of shit, because he gonna need it soon.
He can say hi to our good buddy freaking refugee out at Fort Jackson in South Carolina.
South Kakalaki.
South Kakalaki.
Yup, Dad sent me the video of him holding up his hand and promising to do everything that he was told to do.
I solemnly swear to join the Army and take a half-ass chance at being a soldier instead of trying the hardest job in the military and being a Marine.
Oh, yep, that's where he's going, Fort Jackson.
That's pretty much the only place they go anymore.
They don't do Fort Knox anymore?
No, that's afterwards. Once you get through Jackson, then depending on where you're going, infantry, you go to Bragg. If you're doing tanks and stuff, you go to Fort Knox.
Pretty okay. I might be wrong.
Yeah, they've condensed a lot in the last few years.
Huh.
Like I know a lot of them used to go also to Fort Leonard Wood, but I think now that's just like truckers and grunts and cooks and all the pog jobs.
Engineers and shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna be working on them whirly boo birds.
Oh, then he might end up in drum up there with Dagon.
Well, I tried to convince him to go with the Chinooks, but he also said that the only thing available right now was because he wants to work on Blackhawks, but the only thing only thing available for right now is Apaches. So,
ooh, that's out in the desert. He gets to go to Arizona after that. Camp Huachaca.
But yeah, he's I'm sure he can tell you how excited he is. That's where I will be this weekend. Is where. Oh, he did get Blackhawk. My bad. So you got Black. You got all the Blackhawk.
He loves the Blackhawk.
He said, "No, my brother did get Blackhawk."
Oh, but yeah, I'll be spending the weekend. Your recruiter got confused. Yeah, well, that's just a recruiter.
I was gonna say that's probably 90%.
Oh, he wasn't confused. He just knew he had a slot in something else. He was putting your ass in.
Oh, you want to be a line chef?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we can probably go ahead and call this one for tonight. It's a good, nice, long episode. I'm hoping that man behind the stream remembered to hit the record button because I sure didn't.
I did. This old grunt's getting a little better with the buttons. As long as that's the same buttons, I got to hit time and time again.
All right, and I do want to say, which I'm going to go ahead and do it now because we haven't set up a command for it because we're a bunch of, unprofessional professionals. So I'm going to copy this link right here, and then I'm going to spam. Oops, not that way. Hold on.
Hold up.
Don't put that in there.
That is our Discord link. Join our Discord so you can catch all the stuff that we've been talking about, different videos and whatnot that we've been posting. Follow our YouTube channel, which I will pull up right quick and share in there as well. Obviously, if you're here, you should be following. If you're not, hit that follow button. And let's see where to go. Of course, it's showing other deep fried friends. What is our deep?
I got you.
There it is.
All right, folks. Like Swookie said, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank y'all so much. Join us in the Discord. The channel, the YouTube should be up by tomorrow morning. I'll make sure to swing that over to Elk, the other side of the technical side. So signing off, I'm Mac. That's to my left.
Elk, bye-bye. I had to look at the damn... I was like...
The quiet one in the corner below Elk is...
Yes, Spaggy. Yeah. Y'all have a good night.
You're testing our left and rights, damn it. I don't like this.
And last but not least, the brother to the black cock lover.
Brother to the black cock lover. This is Spooky signing off. Not gonna go. I'm gonna stop using my tagline. Just remember to rock on and be kind to your neighbor, unless that dude's a dick.
Yep. Y'all stay safe.
Catch y'all later.
See y'all later.